Welcome back to AutoReview. My name is Patrick and today we're going to look together at the brand new Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe. Why Coupe? Because of the roofline going down. This one is the brother of the Mercedes-Benz GLC, which you can buy as well for a little bit less. This one starts approximately at 56,500 Swiss francs. The GLC starts approximately at 51,500 francs. This model we have here is equipped with a 4-cylinder diesel engine, 2.2 liter, producing 204 horsepower at 3,800 RPM and a whopping torque of 500 Newton meters between 1,600 and 1,800 RPM, which is really a lot. 4Matic, obviously 4-wheel drive, plenty of space despite the roofline going down from the second row, and a lot of fun to drive, I have to say. This one is not only the brother of the GLC, it is as well the cousin of the C-Class. So if you think about Mercedes having released a lot of different models over the last years and they had different name changes, GLC is very easy. The C, where is the GLC? The C stands for C-Class, so it is a cousin of the C-Class, which you will see as well inside with the interior. It's pretty much the same as in the C-Class you will find. For example, we have reviewed the C200 convertible last week. Alright, so how do you sit in the GLC Coupe? So first of all, pretty much as I said, the same setup as in the C-Class. We have the steering wheel with it flat on the bottom, looks sporty and it's nice as well, gives you more space for the knees. Then we have the pedal shift for the 9-speed automatic gearbox, which you obviously can manually shift as well. A little detail that I want to tell you as well, which I haven't seen anywhere else. Mercedes has, on the right side is the plus going up, on the left down. If you feel with your finger, you can feel a little bubble on the right side, which basically has the gears up, so it's a bubble going up. And here a little, like a bowl that goes in. So basically down, going down. So shift up, shift down. A little detail, very cool. Gear lever for the 9-speed automatic. Then we have in this car equipped, we have a head-up display, which is a really cool feature. I can only recommend it. Do order this one if you can. It makes driving so much safer and so much more convenient without looking down there and there, because it's a combined instrument. I'm gonna show it. That displays not only the speed, cruise control, but the GPS as well. Then we have surround cameras. We have 360-degree cameras. We have one in the front, 2 in the mirrors, each one, and one in the back in the logo. And they work very well. It basically looks like you have a helicopter looking down on your car when you park, and it makes it so much easier to park. We have heated seats in 3 settings. We have electric mirrors and windows. The boot opener on the left. Then here, exactly the same like in the C-Class. Just check the review of the C200 convertible I've done. You're gonna find it over here. Then inside here we have 2 cup holders, a 12-volt power socket, a little space for your phone. Then we have the compartment here, which is really deep. You can put a lot of stuff inside here. 2 USB ports, 1 SD card slot, and a little hidden compartment where you, for example, can take and put your wallet in, which fits perfectly. Then the seats are very comfortable, giving me a sufficient side support. You can extend, for example, the seat area here for your legs when you travel a long time. In regards to the gears as well, at 130 kilometers an hour, I had 1,700 RPM in 9th gear, which is very relaxing, very good for long distance driving. Get out, fly, this is not your car, which makes it very nice because it keeps the revs down and therefore noise as well, and it's much more comfortable to drive. Then we have the 8.4-inch display here, which is not the touchscreen. You operate it over the touchpad here or the click wheel in the middle. Then we have a little compartment for the glasses. You are connected to Mercedes-Benz. You see it pops open. It's a 2-step thing. When you pop it open and then you press the red one, it basically alerts the emergency services. If you want to schedule an appointment or if any information to your Mercedes, you can just call Mercedes. It will work through your phone. Then glove box, decent size, not too big, not too small. Just take this huge, heavy instruction manual, leave it at home after reading it, and then you should be fine. Other than that, we have a dynamic button as well for the suspension and the characteristic of the car. Someone mentioned in another review that I've done in the convertible one that it doesn't have the Airmatic suspension. I agree. However, you can still change the responsiveness of the suspension in this car, even with this dynamic system, so you don't need the aromatic suspension for that. Otherwise, a lot of space, electric seats going up and down, as well as the backrest. Going front is manually with a lever here, push start button, and that's pretty much it. So let's hop in a second row and show you how much space your passengers, kids, or whoever else is going with you will have. Alright, so second row, and as I mentioned, surprisingly, actually it's not surprisingly, it's surprisingly that you have enough headroom. However, there's plenty of legroom. Look at this, I'm sitting straight and I have this much legroom left. I'm 184 tall. The seat in the front is adjusted to myself as well, so 4 full-size adults will have no problem whatsoever to drive in this car. We have in this version the tinted windows from the second row onwards. Electric windows, 1 speaker, little compartment here where you can put bottles and small stuff. However, surprisingly, we don't have this, what actually usually have the little compartment here where you can put magazines and smaller, like, yeah, items, newspapers. We don't have that here. I'm not quite sure why. Then in the middle we have the 2 vents, which you can regulate. And you can actually regulate the temperature as well, separate from the one in the front. So it's a 3-zone air conditioning, because you have passenger, driver, passenger, and rear passengers. Temperature and fan speed. On the bottom, a little compartment, very small. It's only this deep. We have ISOFIX on the outer seats, so left and right. And then we have in the door itself, not in the door, but between the door and the seat, a little button. See if you can see it here. Little button here that allows you to basically pop the seats and fold them down, as you can see here. And it's pretty much same height. It goes a little bit up, but it's very, very spacious. So let's put the seatbelt in. Here we go. And one very cool feature which I like is the armrests with a little compartment. Put small things, games for your kids, whatever, and 2 cup holders. And they are adjustable, so small or big drinks, they will fit, from energy to huge fast food cups will fit. The headrest, you can't adjust them higher, but either way my head, if it goes back, it touches then the ceiling. But in normal position it's very comfortable to sit. 2 last features: reading light on the left and right, a little hook, and the handle just to hold in case you're going a little bit off-roading. And that's it for the second row. Let's check the boot. And luckily the helicopter is passing by and a huge bird is flying behind us as well. But back to the car. So this one actually is equipped with a 20-inch alloy wheel, which looks really good. So you can see that anything smaller wouldn't really look good. So in my opinion, whatever car you buy, never ever go for the basic rim that comes with it. The smallest one is always too small. Check what is the biggest one they have on the sports model or the high-end version of the car, and this is the size you should have. Even if you have the smallest engine and the smallest equipment, the rims are very important for the look of the car. Then the line, as I said, goes very low, ends in a little spoiler lip, very tiny, you don't really see it much. Then we have a little bit of chrome above the light, red and white, most important, no orange, looks much better. Little Katzenauge, we call it in German, reflector here. Then we have 2 exhaust pipe covers here, left and right, which are plastic. And 4Matic on the right, GLC 250d. And then behind here, other than the C200 convertible we reviewed last week, this one you can either open with the little button in the front, sorry, all the cables, with a remote or a key, or you just press 1 time here and it goes up. You can stop it anytime you want with a key or with this button here, because when it opens it goes to 2.85 m, so you have to be very careful what kind of garage height you have. So as you can see, I'm gonna open again, and you can stop it here or wherever you want to do it. So now enough for that. Then The loading height is obviously enormous because of how the car looks. I've measured it with a laser. It's at 84.5 centimeters. That's quite a lot. I mean, look at this. If you have something, you really have to lift it from the bottom. Then we have the cover, which you pull back. You have a little hook on the left and right, just for example for net. You have a net on the left side with the first aid kit. Funny and actually very nice is Mercedes gives you a little pouch like this, which has a Velcro here, so it doesn't fly around, and there's a motor oil in it. So just in case you run out of oil, you have a little bottle with you. Then the boot space itself is actually not bad. So I have my camera rucksack, which you can see, that fits in here very easily. I could fit 3.5 this way and 3.5 in the front. No problem whatsoever. And interestingly, the boot is flat. You have a little gap here, which you have to lift down as well. Protection with like a metal kind of protection here to not scratch it. And then you lift it open and you have another compartment, hidden compartment, which is huge below. It's not flat because obviously of whatever is below here. Here you have on the right side below Velcro all the circuits, and it's so big my DJI Phantom 4 fits inside here with no problem whatsoever, and it goes deeper inside, so it's really a lot. I guess they've done it, otherwise you would have to lift it up and put it way low. They put it this way, so it's not too low. A little light here, as I said, handle here with a little hook, so you can hook something there in case you picnic or whatever. Let's close it, and now we drive. Let's go. All right, so now let's finally drive. So first of all, how about I tell you what I had as the average fuel consumption. Yes, tempomat. So my average was 7.6 liters on average, and that is including highway, including city, and standing idle, waiting, traffic light, and so on. Decent. Mercedes says it's 5 liters average, city more, highway 4.7. Maybe. I mean, the car only has now driven 350, 370 kilometers, so it's not that much, and half of that I put on basically. And I guess when it's broken in with like 1,500, 1,600 kilometers, 1,500, 2,000 kilometers, it's gonna go less. And obviously if you drive a lot of highway, it's gonna be less than that as well. Let's go right here. A little bit of acceleration. It's very good. As I said, it's 500 Newton meters of torque, and that is a lot. So you have the option obviously of letting the car shift through its 9 gears, or you do it by yourself manually. Either you just press on one of the pedals, or you put the button M here and it's gonna be in manual. After some time, if you don't do anything, it jumps back to automatic. It drives really nice, I have to say. I prefer this one over the C200 convertible we reviewed last time, just because you have nicer overview. I mean, you see better, I believe, because you're higher up. Must be something with age. Seems like I'm getting older, but no, it is like that. You feel a little bit more secure because you sit a little bit elevated, you sit a little bit higher, and it's a nice thing to have, to be honest, you know. Space-wise in the back, it's spacious as well. Boot is sufficient, in my opinion. And now the features of this car, as I mentioned, it's a head-up display, or it has a head-up display. You can turn it on and off with a button here. Why would you have it and turn it off? I like it. The cool thing about it is if you go into a tunnel or if it gets dark, it automatically dims. Very nice. Then another feature is the system checks the signs, basically speed limits, and it displays you in the head-up display. It displays you on the screen here, and it's amazing. It's great. Though, I have discovered something yesterday. We have here one road when you get into Interlaken from the highway, and I've actually discovered it twice. What it does is when you drive somewhere and it has an exit and there is a speed sign for that exit, it will recognize it. Even if you continue going straight, I mean, maybe on a highway not, but smaller roads, yes. And then basically it remembers that speed limit rather than the one that is still the one for your road you're driving on. So be aware that you don't get into trouble blindly following what the car tells you. Another thing which I liked actually is if you somewhere you park the car, you turn it off, you go away, you come back an hour later, you turn it on, you go back onto that road, it still knows the speed limit from the last road. This is cool. This is really cool. Now, however, here we are already 50. And that's a good thing, you know, it was 60, then it became 50. I was talking to you guys, explaining basically something, and I missed the sign. And now I see it, and tuck, right away, I can go down. Things that I miss in this car is, for example, very simple. When I get to the car, I don't want to take my key out of my pocket. I just want to touch the handle and the car should unlock itself. It doesn't have that. Maybe it's an option, but this one particularly doesn't have that. Then, the GPS, this one is the 8.4 inch, which is bigger than the one we had in the C200 convertible from last time. It is nice. However, I would like to have it 3D. Yeah? It's not 3D. It's good. It's high resolution, but it could be better. Other than that, it's very comfortable. The sitting position is great. Really, it's great. Yeah. What I really like as well is that I can actually move the headrest to an area where I can just lean a little bit back and my head is actually supported. So it's very comfortable to drive. See, like this. So I don't have to like extend my neck to the back. And space-wise, it's nice. You have ISOFIX in the back seats, which is good for kids. The boot is actually sufficiently big, yeah, despite the roofline going down. Obviously, the GLC, the standard one, will have more boot space because it's basically like that, right? However, the loading height is really high. So consider it if you have something with a back pain, or if you use the boot quite a lot and you have to lift things in and out constantly. But again, I said space-wise it's a lot because you have the hidden compartment below, which can fit a lot of stuff, you know. And it's not just like this; it's really like this deep, with a little bit of, you know, up and downs within there. Here we go. One more thing that I miss. So we do have the head-up display. We do have the cameras in the front. What I really like is the 360 cameras, but what I'm missing is the front radar. So that I put in the cruise control, and it just slows down when the car is in front of me and accelerates on the highway again. This is something I really, really like. I had a few cars I tested which had this feature, and it's amazing. Honestly, it's amazing. Now, we have the sign, and it's the cool thing about the sign recognition is it does that, so it obviously sees it before it actually happened, and the moment you're passing the sign, it switches right away. So it knows exactly how far it is, and that's really, really good. Ride comfort is good, really, it's good. I didn't feel that it was rough or it was too soft, actually really good. And you have the dynamic programs, right? So you have the little lever here, and I have it now in Eco. So now let's put it in Sport Plus. What it does, it adjusted the engine, the suspension a little bit, the steering gets a little stiffer, the start-stop automatic turns off because this car is equipped with start-stop automatic, and it becomes a little bit more sporty, yeah? And the throttle response becomes much more sporty. Yeah? 50, again it recognized that. I really like these features. Yeah? It's a comfortable car. It's honestly, it's big enough for a family with 2 kids, maybe even with 3 if you have a small one. You would have to figure it out with the child seats, booster seats in the back, if you can fit a 3rd child in the middle. But for short drives, I don't think it's an issue. Fuel consumption for diesel with 204 horsepower is okay. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not too high. It's not too low. Obviously, the this is one thing I always mentioned in all the reviews I've done in my life so far. All car manufacturers tell you like the NEFTs, yeah, which is the fuel consumption according to their tests in a closed environment on a on a dyno, and you just drive it down. So you don't have anything like weather, surface of the road, anything that's in front of you. So this is not realistic. These things are realistic, what I, for example, do. I drive it different roads, up in the mountains, on the flat, on the highway, and have an average of this. And this is pretty much what you can expect when you're gonna drive that car. Yeah? All the ones that you see in the brochures and on the website, forget it. At least put 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 sometimes, depends on the car manufacturer. But I think that's sufficient. I hope you enjoyed this review. I really like this car. I actually like it much more than I liked the convertible we had last time. I'm just gonna stop here. And the things that I do recommend if you're looking for this car is the head-up display. For sure, do get the head-up display. Get the 360 camera. It's really cool, as I mentioned. Ooh, nice old Beetle. Has a camera in the front, has a camera on the side in the mirrors, which are pointing down, and one in the back. Makes parking so much easier. One criticism I had for the parking. If you actually engage parking and you go back, the acoustics actually start very, very late. So you have a red line. So if I put it in reverse, the camera turns on, and I do have a red line here. Yeah, I'll make a picture of it. I'm gonna show you this. So you have the nice 360 camera. If you turn, it turns as well how the car will move. So if you have any lines, which is really, really cool. However, it only starts beeping when you're at the red line, and this is so close. It's really, really close. So you have to be very careful. And there was no option and no chance, no way of making this more sensitive and moving that line a little bit further away from the car. This is how it is set up, and I couldn't change it. It seems like this is how it's made. Price-wise, this one, as I mentioned, starts at 58,695 to be exact. This particular model was a demo vehicle, or is a demo vehicle for test drive. It's, as it is here, as you can see it here with all the equipment, it would be 78,615, and you could have gotten it for 61,900. However, it's already sold. Some lucky guy bought this for 16,715 francs, less than the price it's published. Great discount, I would have to say. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, share it, like it, leave your comments below, subscribe to the channel, very important. Where is it? I think it's here. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.